Hello, I'm Joe McCarthy, Senior Technical Marketing Engineer for Steel Central. This video will focus on Steel Central AppResponse11's Web Transaction Analysis Module, also referred to as WTA. Just to reinforce the architecture of Steel Central AppResponse11, the framework is modular in design, starting with Shark Packet Analysis, or SPA. This module comes standard with AppResponse11 and is the base or foundational module. It provides network forensics with microsecond granularity. The first optional module is Application Stream Analysis, or ASA, which is a prerequisite for all other modules as it provides response time metrics for all users, all applications, all the time. Today I'll cover the Web Transaction Analysis, or WTA module. In today's world, most of your mission and business critical applications are likely to be enterprise web applications. Therefore, knowing how well they are performing is a crucial aspect of monitoring the performance of your critical applications. The WTA module is a highly specialized analysis engine that lets you monitor how well these apps are doing in terms of what the end user of these apps are seeing. For example, their end user experience. So let's get started. The power behind Insights is you don't have to be an application developer to understand this view. This insight tells you in one snapshot all the important metrics about how riverbed.com is working for all users. So let me explain each card, starting with riverbed.com performance. So this is a summary of all relevant performance data pertaining to riverbed.com. For example, page time is how long did each page take to load on the user's screen. Client busy time, how much of that was spent in the browser itself. Network busy time is how much was spent transferring the data across the network. Server busy time is how much was spent on the web servers before they sent info back to the users. And page views, how many pages were actually used. Next is the page time card. This shows what was the end user experience for all the users of this web application over time. So how much time did each page take to load that the end user saw in their web browsers across the entire web application and across all users? This view will quickly show you if a web application is doing well or not. Next, we'll look at busiest web user groups by page time. So now we're looking at what was the end user experience of specific groups of users using this web application. So here I can see how different locations are performing with regards to page time. So starting to get a bit more detailed view of this application's performance. So I can see, is it client busy, network busy, or server busy time based on location? Could be San Francisco, New York, Asia, however you want to lay out your user groups within your organization. Next, we'll look at usage. This shows the impact that this web application is having on my network, detailing how much was request traffic and how much was response traffic. So now I have a summary of what this web application consumed with regards to utilization on my network. And I also know how many pages were viewed. Next, we want to understand network and server loads. So this view shows how much of that traffic was generated by users asking for things and how much traffic was generated by the web page sending things back to the users. Moving on to busiest page families by page time. Now we're really starting to focus in on specifics of this web application. So when you open any web page, there are a large number of subpages that make up what you see in your browser. This view shows the performance of each of those subpages. The top metric is the login page, followed by a welcome page, next on to order entry, then onto the portfolio page. So this is a listing of all the pages and how well they performed. User locations. WTA will automatically map users to geographic areas and show what the performance was for each of those regions. Slow pages. Here is where you can set a threshold, so if a page takes, say, more than 5 seconds to load, you can tag it as slow. And finally, response codes. This card shows you all the HTTP status codes, so you'll know how many of your users got that dreaded 404 error message. So it's a quick snapshot of what types of HTTP issues your users are experiencing. So that's what insights are all about. Regardless of your level of expertise in monitoring web application performance, you'll get a snapshot of key aspects of performance of any web application. So you'll quickly understand where do you need to focus your attention. Let's say you want to troubleshoot a specific page. I can right mouse over, say, shopping cart, and bring up Show Individual Page Views. What we're seeing here is a list of all individual pages of the same page type that was represented by the page family I right-clicked on to launch into this view. Here I see performance metrics like page time, server busy time, and status code values. I can also customize this view to show up to 70 different metrics. When I do select a specific page, the bottom of the screen displays a waterfall chart showing individual components that make up that page, and most importantly, where was time being spent? Because to provide true end-user experience monitoring, you must know where that time is being spent. So here I can see how long did it take for shopping cart PHP to render. Then I can look at the times between update the cart, continue shopping, all the way down to the log off. So I can see during log off, most of it was spent by server busy time with a very small portion on response data transfer time. So that's the power of the waterfall chart. Now I have just scratched the surface on the power of web transaction analysis. For more information on this module and others within AppResponse11, please visit the link below. Thank you.